Hey friends, what's happening? Where are we at today? We're in Bozeman, Montana, and it is Sunday the 19th. I'm just gonna turn this camera around real quick. You can see what's happening with the winds. Just look up at the flags. Where are the flags? Hopefully, I got the flags in that shot. You guys, Montana has been an interesting locale for me. So, last night on 212, I stopped at this little roadside casino. That's run by one of the tribes. And at first I was the only truck that pulled in, and I went in for a little bit and played, and then when I came back out, because I was there for my 10-hour, and when I came back out, I got Miley out to use the bathroom, right? So I'm pretty close to the road. I'm like 30 feet from the highway, the 212, and I'm parked. So I'm in between my truck and the highway, and I'm looking down at her, but I can hear like a truck coming because I can hear the muffler, right? Not a semi, but like a pickup truck. But I'm not looking up. I'm paying attention to her, and then I hear, like, you can hear it slowing down, and I just thought, oh, it's pulling into the casino. Still not looking, and then I hear a car door coming from the highway, and that's when I looked. And I don't think they initially saw me when they did this, but I looked and saw two adult dogs that were just displaced outside of that truck. So my first look was, I kind of glanced at them like, why are you stopping on the highway? And then when I realized that there was two dogs that they just let out, that's when I went. And I literally jaw dropped the whole way, followed, like with my eyesight in my head, followed them up the road as these poor dogs chased this pickup truck. And the guy and I made eye contact with each other after this sort of took place and the dogs were outside the truck. And I just couldn't believe, you hear about it, but I couldn't believe that it happened in front of me. And I can't save every dog. And the dogs were well on their way, running down the middle of the highway after this pickup truck, who was full board gone. So while I am still looking at these dogs running into the horizon, I feel the leash moving around a lot. And all of a sudden I look down at Miley, and she's like all sort of squirrely and acting up. And then something catches off my peripheral, and I turn around, and there's two very large dogs, now separate from the two that were running down the highway. Two very large dogs right at like my hip pretty much, because Miley's in heat. And all of a sudden I went, oh my God. And so the only thing I've been around dogs a lot, so the sheer presence of dogs doesn't make me fearful. But the fact that she's in heat, and these were obviously two male dogs, because they can smell a dog in heat for miles, I guess. I started doing the tactics like, hey, and clapping and sort of stomping and yelling, and these dogs were not moving. They were, I should say, they weren't going away. So I'm like slowly backing up with Miley, trying to gain some distance between us, and they're on our tail. Pun intended. They're on our tail. So they're getting closer and closer, and I'm getting extremely uncomfortable with this situation. And Miley is at this point not happy. Like, she doesn't want dogs in her stuff. Oh, poor thing. I keep looking at her. But so as we're trying to get back to the truck door to get in, the dogs are becoming a little more like aggressive in their pursuit of some tail. Like what I just did there. It was scary though, but that was pretty funny. Come on. So anyway, I ended up having to pick her up and sort of walk backwards facing the dogs and still like yelling at them. And probably the most fearful time for me was when I actually had to open the door, turn my back to the dogs to sort of lift her up inside, because at that point I had no idea what was going to happen, and I couldn't see what was going to happen, so I didn't have no way to react. But essentially the dogs were very close. They watched as I put her in the truck, and then I quickly got in the truck myself, and that was the end of it. But sad moment watching the two get abandoned. Scary moment watching the two wanting to get some. I mean, I'm just lucky it wasn't a bear, because it is bear season. But I don't know if I said I'm in Bozeman, near like the Yellowstone Park, on my way to Washington. So what's weird is I haven't, or at least not that I remember, but I haven't been to Washington as a solo driver. Like, it seems very strange that they would, they, meaning Prime, would send a solo driver out that way, but whatever, you know. It is what it is. It's good money, so I'll take it. And then I hope to have a good load coming out of there. So, you guys, lots of stuff going on. Personally, I finally made the decision, because, you know, Chris and I have certain goals. But I finally made the decision to sell the condo. And I called a fellow board member. I used to be on the board at my condo association. So I called a fellow board member, and because I had Googled sort of our building to find out what the units were selling for now. And then I realized that he had sold his, and I was like, whoa, and he made a really good amount of money. But so I reached out to him to ask him if he was happy with his realtor, forgetting that he was an attorney, right? And he got back to me, and he said, you know what, I'll save you the 6%. We don't need a realtor. I'll just drop the paperwork. Plus, he has somebody that's interested in my place. So I called Chris, told him about it. He went over to sort of dust. I mean, there's not a lot to do to it to get it ready. I mean, I explained to them that pretty much I come for an hour. I mean, it's been a long time. I don't think I've been there for a year. But before that, you know, I would come, drop off clothes. So there's still duffel bags sitting there with clothes. But anyway, they came and looked at the condo today. They love it. They love the furniture. They're interested in buying my furniture with it. I have all new furniture. I have a beautiful fireplace that Chris had purchased for me. And it's a gift. And he's like, yeah, I know, but if it's quite heavy to move. So he's like, we could always get another one. So that may end up staying with the condo. But they're supposed to reach out to me in a couple days. If the money's right, I'm going to do it. If the money is funny, I'm just going to continue to hold on to it. It just continues to go up in value, especially since we just paid to have the pool all redone so that it's an indoor pool. So the pool was all redone, and then we're on Minnehaha Creek, which which opens up into a larger lake. So we had our back area where the retaining wall is next to the water, that was all redone. And I said, shoot, I'd even throw in my canoe, not my paddleboard, but I would even throw in my canoe if they wanted something right away to put on the water. So that's what's happening there. And then, Tony, thank you for your call, or thank you for taking my call. I had a really good conversation with Tony about an opportunity. So I reached out to Tony's contact, left him a message, and I'm waiting for a call back. Again, I'm in Montana. I have spotty service. So we'll see what happens with that. Yeah, just lots of things going on. And then I have my son's girlfriend working on some marketing things for me for the washout. And I am blown away at her talent. Like, it's just amazing. So, yeah, like, things are going really well. I'm really excited. And things are going really well with Miley. Come here, girl. Let's make an appearance. Come here. Come here. Do you know how to get across? Here. Let's show him what you got. Oh, this is Miley girl. Isn't it? Look at her. Oh, don't fall off. Look at her cute little tag. Isn't that just cute? Aren't you a cutesy? So what I was thinking with her is that we would get one litter out of her. So look for a blue nose pit stud. Get one litter out of her, and then spay her. So we'll see. But this is my little girl on the truck, isn't it? Yes, you're a cutie patootie. Little Jake, not so little anymore. You guys, he is a tank. Like, I am shocked by the amount of weight that he has put on. I mean, muscle weight. Like, he is thick, solid, strong, and I really think it has to do with that raw food diet. Man, he looks good. Like, remember, he went home, he got off the truck right after he was really, really sick on the truck. Like, diarrhea, throwing up. I knew that he had lost weight. You could see that his bone, here, and I was worried, and that's why, I said he's got to come off the truck. And that was right about the time that we went to the cabin last year. And then, it's got to be 3-4 months since I've had him on the raw food diet, and that has really bulked him up. Like, the raw food diet I have him on is a recipe from Liquid Chops. So you hear all of those commercials on XM radio, but it's essentially one batch of this food is 10 pounds of ground beef raw, 18 hard-boiled eggs cooked, right, hard-boiled, with the shell, and then 10 cups of cooked white rice. So you let everything cool, and then you mix everything together. So you mash up the eggs, and then I add. I did a video on this a long time ago, but whatever the nutritional powder is for dogs from that Liquid Chops, it's Dino Bites. That's what it is. We add that nutritional supplement to the food, and then add the Liquid Chops. And I'm telling you what, like, his fur looks good. He's soft. His eyes look good. Like, he just looks good. Like, he's a tank now. He is a tank, isn't he? Yeah. And he got along really well with Miley. But she's such a, good-tempered dog. And then with my son's dog, Diablo, she got along with Diablo, and then with the cat, So she's, you know, she's getting good and socialized, and so it's all good. But I just thought I'd check in. I'm gonna drive for I work recaps, you know, so I'm gonna drive for probably another 5 hours shutdown. So if I drive for another 5, that should leave me with probably about 300 miles to go for tomorrow, and then I don't deliver till early Tuesday morning, so I'm in good shape. Do you need to go outside and go potty? She's got like the farts. She stinks. She's stinking. So that's what's happening. So you guys be safe out there, and thank you guys for all tuning in and leaving comments. And if you ever want to follow me on Instagram, I'm Trucker Nene. And yeah, so I post some pictures and videos out there too. And you can always email me at truckernene@gmail.com. So, gotta go, peeps. I got miles to go. So, talk with you later. Happy Sunday. Bye.